Hey, what's up, gang? It's Adam from the Commander Smiths, and got a little spotlight action going on here. Gonna be working on, actually not working on, I got the final spotlight of this deck. It's my new Rendmaw Creaking Nest deck. Basically, the idea is, well, I have the final thing of this. So it's not building the deck tonight. It's actually the final product of this deck. I got pretty excited about this one. Finished it up before even actually doing the building the deck part. So this is going to be a quick video. Just going to go through the entire deck, kind of go through what's in the deck, the idea, how the deck wins. And then I think at the last, like, probably 5 minutes or so, I'll goldfish a little bit so you can kind of see how the deck plays out. So first things first, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button if you are watching this video. That helps us out more than you know. We do have serial thumbs downers, so the thumbs ups help us counteract those thumbs downers. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so. That helps us out as well. All right, so let's get going. Rendmaw Creaking Nest. So I have wanted to build a goading deck for the longest time. I did build one. What is his name? I'm completely blanking on his name. It's the red and green dude. Is it Ansreg? No, Ansreg's the one I like. That's not goading. Whatever. It's the one where you put enchantment auras on your opponent's stuff, and then those are goaded and all that. And it didn't work. You ended up putting stuff on things, and then people kill their creatures or kill your stuff. It kind of sucks. So this one I like because it's a it's 3 colorless, a black and a green. You get a 5/5 menace with reach. When he enters the battlefield, and whenever you play a card with 2 or more card types, each player creates a tapped 2/2 black bird creature. It's a crow, right? I thought it was a crow. Black bird token with flying. Damn it, I thought it was crows. Well, I'm calling them crows. It just makes sense. So you make a 2/2 black bird creature token with flying. The tokens are goaded for the rest of the game. So you get a bunch of 2/2, or you get 2/2s, they get 2/2s. You're sharing the 2/2s. The 2/2s can't come at you until all the players are dead, and it's just you 1v1 on that. So in that case, it's like, how do you win in a goading deck if you've goaded all their stuff and now they're forced to attack you? How do you win? Well, there is a little bit of a twist in this deck. So there is some. I don't like playing Wraths, but in this deck, it is meant to help you win the game. So Wraths are going to be the way you win, and you'll see why when we move forward here. So, all right, let's get started. It's going to be a bunch of multi things, artifact creatures you're going to see right away. So let's just hit those up. I'm doing a lot of things that are helping you out with your mana rocks. So there isn't a lot of ramp. You're not going to have your normal green ramps with your Kodama's Reach and all that stuff, because what you're going to do is you're doing this on creatures, because then if you hit a Kodama's Reach later in the game, it kind of sucks because you're just like, all right, well, I'm ramping and I don't really want to do that. Well, if you hit one of these guys, your mirrors in the middle of the game, you want to hit them. Like, that's helping you out, because every time you cast this, it's an artifact and it's a creature. You're also giving everybody a 2/2 flying bird. The cool thing, I do want to point this out too, is each player gets a 2/2 tapped blackbird. So the thing that would suck is actually if they came in untapped, because people would just be, all right, I'll trade my bird with your bird. There's never going to be an opportunity, unless they have untapping effects, for people to kill off your birds that you give them. I do have my Daryl deck that gives zombies, and the zombies just end up coming at me. So I like this, that this is making people attack. It's making so they can't trade them off. Sure, they can sacrifice them if they have sack outlets, but, they got to do that themselves. For the most part, people are going to get hit with these, and it's going to be nice. So, okay, back to this. So we got our Alloy Mirror. We're going to have a lot of these guys, our ramp guys. I have the Adaptive Automaton. So this is just going to give yours a little bit of a bump. So you got to turn them into 3/3s. Walrus. I'm not going to go through all of these. These just are your Mana Rocks. Mana Rocks. Here's a little bit of a removal on it for a 1-drop there. More Mana Rocks, Mana Rocks, Mana Rocks. Metallic Mimic. So it's doing the similar thing as the Automaton. We got a Scarecrow. We got a Thopter there. Roaming Throne. So we're getting our double triggers. You're going to pick your commander, which is a Scarecrow. I believe that's all he is. Yes, just a Scarecrow. So you're going to double that up. So there's going to be a lot of the double triggers in this. You're going to kind of take advantage of that. Use all the green ones you can. And I'll get to that in a little bit. even give them more. You want them to get as many creatures, as many of those 2/2 birds as you can. We got Scuttlemutt. We got a more removal here with the sacrifice, destroy target artifact or enchantment. I really like the twitching doll in this. This seems pretty sweet. I wish it wasn't a sorcery to activate to get your spiders, but this does give you an opportunity late in the game when you get down to 1v1 and you don't have your board wipe. This is also another way, I can block your 2/2s by sacrificing this. I got all these green spiders that can block them and kill yours because they each have reach. So I really like this in the deck. And then I have Zenith Chronicler. I only have like 3 spells that are multicolor. Everything's either black or green. So this is going to benefit me as well, as long as, with everybody else. And most likely everybody's going to draw for this one. So great package here with these. Are easy to play out. We have, how many we got? 19 artifact creatures that will trigger your Rendmaw. So right there, you're giving a lot of 2/2s. These are probably going to be your primary source of getting your stuff out, getting multiple birds and everything into play. All right, Day of Dragons, your game winners. Here's your game winners on this. I kind of have this out of order. It's just not out of order. It's just the order that Moxfield had it in. So we have Beastmaster Ascension. You're attacking. Yours are goaded as well. You got to attack players. Why not make them 7/7s instead of 2/2s? So Beastmaster Ascension, this is going to be a great one in here. Coat of Arms is an all-star in this one because each creature gets 1/1 for each other creature in play that shares a creature type with it. So all the crows you gave everybody else, they're all going to add to your coat of arms. Or your birds, I should say. I'm calling them crows. Let's just call them crows. All your birds that are crows that are on play, like even if you just do you give everybody a 2/2. So you have one, everybody has one. There's 4 of them. Those each get 1/1 for each one out there. So they're 5/5 flying. So your opponents are going to take down each other really quick. And really, this is just how you end the game. Like you get all the players dead, or maybe not all dead, but everybody's tapped out from attacking with their crows. You play this, and now you're attacking with 10/10, 15/15s, whatever. Like this thing is a ridiculous way. So this is why I also like this deck, is there's multiple ways to win this. You can just win with straight up attacking with all the crows that you're getting, but you can also win by doing things like Massacre Worm. It enters the battlefield, you give everything -2/-2. Your opponent's creatures -2/-2, and then whenever a creature an opponent dies, that player loses 2 life. So you're just building up their base of meat force. They're a bunch of creatures. They're 2/2s. This will take it down. And if you made them 8, they're taking 16 damage just from if you only just have Massacre Worm out. Defense of the Heart is just good because you're giving everybody creatures. It's going to be easy to activate this. I really don't put Defense in the Heart unless I have a way of this triggering because of what my commander's doing. So I do have this in my Daryl deck because you're giving 3 zombies to somebody. It makes sense because you just need 3 creatures to play. You go get 2 creatures, put them into play. This doesn't have the 2 like beaters. Like I think you'd probably go get Massacre Worm. It isn't going to be the game's over when you get a Defense of the Heart to trigger in this deck. It's just going to be able to, this is going to trigger very easily, and then you can help figure out what scenario, what things you want to go get in this case. Okay, draw package. Here's some of this stuff that's, well, this one's draw, but it's actually part of my kill package here. But Iara, First of Lochthwain. So whenever this or another black creature enters, all those birds are black. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. You can sacrifice, your birds or one of the birds to draw a card. That's kind of nice there. Compost. I liked this in my Daryl deck, and it works well here. So if people are going to try to kill off those birds or you kill their birds, you're going to draw a card for each black bird or anything else that's black. If you're playing a player that is playing black, you're going to draw off of that as well. So it's fantastic in this. Dockside Chef, sacrifice those creatures, draw. Originally, I kind of went with an enchantment creature theme, and so this was a little bit better. But at the same point, I have 26 enchantments in this deck. I know you guys can't see it. It's cut off. It's right over here. You can see you can't see that, but there's 32 artifacts and 26 enchantments. This is going to trigger. If you have 15 or more, I like things that want to see that. So if I had only 15 in the deck, I would still have this in here. If I was less than 15, I might rethink having this one in there. So great card in here. You're going to draw cards off of playing your stuff. We got both of the Ereboses. They're enchantment creatures as well. Also built with drawing. Also with your creatures, you can sacrifice them to draw. You can kind of a little bit of spot removal. So these guys are fantastic in here. Into the pit, you're playing permanent spells. I mean, there isn't very much instants and sorceries in this deck, so this is going to work out very nicely. You're gaining a lot of life because we'll get to this in a bit, but a lot of triggers of when creatures die, you're gaining life. So this is going to be nice in the deck. You're going to be able to look at your top, see what's up there, and you can play off the top of your library. So this is really nice. I think this one's going to be used in a lot of commander decks. I think it's a great card for black. You're attacking with your 2/2s. Why not draw? Same with Toski. These two just kind of work together. You're forced to attack with your goading stuff. So why not draw off of those as well? Species Specialist. I did not realize this is a $20 card at this point, or 17 is what it says there, but this sucker is creeped up there. But you choose a creature type, you're going to choose crows, and then whenever a creature of the chosen type dies, draw a card. So when you do a board wipe, you're drawing all the cards from all the crows hitting the dust there. Great Henge, you want this in here. You're playing a lot of creatures, 43 creatures in the deck. You got to have Great Henge in here, and your commander is a 5 power. So you're bringing this down to a 4-drop, and it just makes sense. You're going to draw off of every time you play a creature, and we already talked about those two. All right, enchantment creatures. We already talked about our artifact creatures. Let's talk about our enchantment creatures, or this is the only one that's a tribal enchantment. So the tribal does trigger. I did make sure that does trigger in this. The tribal fairy, whatever, that is 2 different types, so it will trigger to have Bitter Blossom in there. So that's an easy one, 2-drop. Courser Crucifix enchantment, it helps with our land drops there. We already talked about that guy. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Of course, you're going to have this in here. You can play additional lands. It's just fantastic. Enduring Vitality. I think this sucker gets up there. I know this set's going to be out for a couple of years, but I might be picking these up little bit by little bit as the prices stay low with it being in standard, because I think this is fantastic. It's just like your Cryptolith Rite, except this is a creature, and it's really hard to remove. I mean, you kill it, then it comes back as an enchantment, which is even more difficult to remove. Yes, Cryptolith Rite is just an enchantment, but this being able to tap for itself, give you mana, it's a creature, vigilance, all that stuff. This is just fantastic in here. So that's a great one. I got the 2 new Overlords in here. I did pick up this one in a pack. Oh, good for me. So I was lucky I didn't have to spend money on that, but I did have to spend some money on this dude. Now you wonder why do I want this guy in here? Most likely you're gonna put this in a lot of decks where your ramp, because you tap the 3 and you can just get yourself ramp. In this deck, I'm gonna want to actually have this one come in as a creature because it won't trigger Rendmaw, because Rendmaw, it needs to be both. When this enters with the impending, it only enters as an enchantment, so you won't get the trigger off of that. Same with this one. But this is nice. The black one is whenever it enters or attacks, you mill 4 cards, then you may return a non-avatar creature card from or planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand. So this is a little bit of recursion, but it's also an enchantment creature, so that's really nice right there. So Sanctum Weaver, we have a lot of enchantments in here, so that works out. Shikegi, this one's nice. I like this one a lot. It's kind of a little bit of a ramp. Kind of, a little bit. So he's a 2-drop enchantment creature. And you tap 2, you return them to your hand, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped, put the rest in your graveyard. If you didn't do that part, I still might play this card because you're popping him to your hand and then you can replay him. He's only a 2-drop and he's an enchantment creature. Keep getting those triggers over and over again. I just love the bonus of getting that land in there. So this I also had in my Daryl deck. It made a lot of sense there, especially because people are attacking me. But it's nice because it's your propaganda with green. I know Lowry a long time ago, or probably a year and a half ago, talked about this on. Actually, it's probably been 2 years now for his curated MTG. But 1-drop, cumulative upkeep 1. You play this late game. Don't play this early. Black creatures can't attack you. So those crows, even if it's down to 1v1, those crows cannot attack you. All non-black creatures, they have to pay 2 for each. So just like a propaganda. And if you play this late game, easy to keep this going and really hinder people from going after you. Okay. So now we get into the other way you win the game. If you don't win the game by just killing everybody and having everybody kill each other, you kind of, what the idea is, let everybody kill each other, and then when it really winds down in the game, then you wipe either that place, the 1v1 player, or if things are getting out of control where it looks like you're going to die, you do the board wipe and you have these guys out, and that will take out everybody. So Blood Artist, obviously doing the same thing as our Iara. Bloodseeker, same thing. Falconroth Noble. Mirkwood Bats is just every time, man. Like, these guys are all-stars in decks that you're making tokens, because you get the tokens and you get losing 1 life off of the tokens hitting the battlefield, and when you're getting rid of them. So I just love that. Poison Tip Archer. Again, all of these the same thing. Meat Hook Massacre is another kind of, it's a similar thing, but it also has the board wipe built in on it. So Sir Conrad, this guy gets into so many of my decks. All right, protection. We don't have a lot. Here's my theory behind this. The commander isn't that bad. And the thing is even if he gets killed, you're kind of fine with that. I mean, you're not, because you want to cast all these little guys. Easier to get more 2/2s. But every time you play your commander, everybody gets a 2/2 bird. So who cares if they kill your stuff? The thing you're worried about is you don't want the ones you give everybody to kill. You don't want them to kill it. You don't want them to sacrifice it, or you don't want them to target. So I think dense foliage is a nice thing here, because you're not targeting their creatures. You're wanting everything to get out there. You're trying to build as much out there. And even if they decide to kill it, you're hoping that you have at least a couple of these guys out, your life gain losses guys, that they're probably not going to want to try that. But just in case, this kind of protects your stuff and protects their stuff at the same point. Heroic Intervention, we know that's great. Ramp Rocks, what haven't I talked about? Cryptolith Rite, I did mention. Growing Rites of Itlimoc, you're going to have 4 creatures potentially pretty easily in this deck. And then you're going to be tapping for tons of mana, because flips over, it's a green at the very least, or gives you 1 green. It's a Gaia's Cradle on the backside. So great there. Surprisingly, I don't put a Gaia's Cradle in here. I might have to do that, because this is very creature heavy. I might have to put that in. Anything else in here I didn't talk about? I did throw a Soul Ring in. Solemn Simulacrum, yeah, threw that in there. So that's good. Recursion, we already talked about our recursion. Let's talk about our removal. Not a lot of spot removal. It is mass removal, and that's kind of how I don't normally like just straight up board wipes to board wipe. But in this deck, it makes sense. You are giving everybody creatures. You have the pain of when their creatures die, they're losing life. That is how you're going to win the game. You know, partially it's your creatures killing everybody, but the other part is you want to win the game from your creatures, everybody's creatures dying. So that's what these are going to do. Damnation, Deadly Tempest. So each player loses life to the number of creatures they controlled that died. You're going to be hopefully at the highest life, because everybody's goaded and attacking each other. So this shouldn't matter. And some of the stuff you're gaining life back. Decree of Pain. Yes, this is a lot of mana, but hey, at the very least, you could cycle it and do -2/-2 and kill those crows. So there you have 2 ways of using this. But if you do the big guy, you're drawing a lot of cards. We're talking about Massacre, and then lastly, Toxic Deluge. So those are your removals. Those are, I would almost say, is your game winner, is how you kind of finish it off. Token multipliers, Doubling Season, Panharmonicon, Parallel Lives, and yes, Primal Vigor. You like this probably more than these, because Panharmonicon's the same level of that, but you're giving them tokens as well. You want them to have more tokens. So Primal Vigor is very nice in this deck. And then we got our lands, notable ones. We have all the ones that are dual land, not dual as in this dual, but multi thing. So we have our artifact land, creature land. So that's 1, 2, 3. I know we have like 6 or 7. 4, Power Depot. 5, 6, 7, 8, Urza's Saga, yeah. Vel'Gavoth's Lair, 9, 10, 11, because this is going to enter the battlefield as a copy of a thing on the battlefield. So you have 11 different lands that will also trigger your Rendmaw. Because if you look at Rendmaw, I'll bring you all the way up to the top again. Let me get you there. I'm on Rendmaw. There we go. Rendmaw is whenever you play a card. It isn't a cast trigger. It is a play. So you're playing your land, it triggers. So it's just There's so many triggers with this deck. So yeah, I think this deck's going to be a lot of fun. I do just want to kind of run a quick play test through this. And even though my screen is very small here, this is going to be actually a little a little bit more tough than I was thinking, because I normally play this on my big monitor. So we have 2 there. We're going to just do a restart. I want to make sure we have 3 land just to kind of show you. So we got what? 1, 2 there. Let's get 3 in there. Restart. There we go. 1, 2, 3. We're good. All right. So we do our first draw. And the first turn, we're not going to get much there. So we kind of want to see the top. So we would go and look for... I like going for my underground mortuary when it's the first turn, because then I can look at the top. Oh, yeah. We want Bitter Blossom to stay there. And then we go to our next turn. Let's get Bitter Blossom. Oh, no, we want our Bayou out there. Let's get... Yeah, we'll get Bitter Blossom out because it's going to create a 1/1, and then next turn we can use that to tap for mana as well. So next turn, we're just going to add a counter to show that we're doing that. So we do want Cryptolith Right out there. We want to save our dual lands, our artifact land there. So if I go 1, 2, let's move him over so we can see our 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4 we have potentially there. So what do we want? I think we want our double trigger off of this. So we're going to say Scarecrow to get our Roaming Throne. And then we pop to next turn. We lose. Oh, we have 2 life we've lost so far. So 1, 2. Now it's 3. We get another one there. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to tap that. That one came in. And I couldn't do it anyways. I was counting 4. I had Cryptolith Right. So Cryptolith Right would have been out last turn, and that's all I could have done. Now, because they would have Summoning Sickness with the Cryptolith Right thing. Okay, so now we have turn 4. We can get our 4th land, but let's see what 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to get our commander out, so I think we are going to use the Vault of Whispers. We tap our 5. We get that out. It creates a token. So now everybody has a 2/2, including yourself. It's tapped, so you can't really do anything with it. We have our 4 land there. Let's move on to the next turn. Oh, we got our Beastmaster Ascension, so that's going to be kind of nice. Oops, I'm getting my turns there. All right, so we're going to add a counter. And I got to get something off my other screen. All right, and we're going to -1 there. We got our Beastmaster. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8 things to use for mana. We're not going to use Rendmaw very much. So what we would want to do is drop out our Roaming Throne for 4. And that would double... It wouldn't double trigger yet. We'd add a counter there because it is an artifact creature. We still have 4 left over. I think what I would like to do... Oh, we still have a land here. Forgot about that land. So we have 5. So I think... to get the most triggers off of things, and we're going to be tapping down everything we have, so we're not getting anything there. So we get Scuttlemutt. That would trigger twice, so we'd add a counter, and for the total 5, the Mannequin, add a counter. Okay, so we're at turn 5 right now, right? Everybody else, including yourself, has 6 2/2s that are in play. All of mine are, well, not mine are, all mine are tapped, yes, because I use them for mana. All of mine are tapped. Everybody else's are tapped as well, but they got to attack each other at this point. You have 6 2/2, so you have 12 points of damage for each player that's on the board. All right, so we go to the next turn. Hopefully each player has done a lot. Oh, we got a double. We probably wouldn't, well, we get our triggers if we do that. So actually what I would probably do here, yeah, we want to start drawing. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. We get our Blossoms out. We draw a card off of that. Ooh, what is that? Is that ETB? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may have that player lose life. So we do want this one on first. So then I would use 1, 2. So we on for mana wise, I forgot about this. We also got that. Another minus. So mana wise, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, mono we can use. So we have a lot, but we do want Beastmaster because at this point, this is going to trigger. So we actually want all these 2/2s to be attacking and attacking for 7, 6, 7, 7. So I'd say this is pretty much not game, but you're doing a lot at this point. I would probably, because we got that out there, I'd get Beastmaster out. We draw off of that. Okay, beside you, that's nice. We'd throw that out there. This would trigger 2 more times, and we would draw off of that. Actually, we would trigger a second time. Wait. Got to reread. Triggered ability of a creature you control. Nope, we wouldn't draw 2 off of that. But look, we just keep hitting creatures or creature enchantments. Not that I'm saying I would cast all of these per se. This guy would probably have been out before that, so we would have been hitting people more. And then you're just swinging in. With those 6, they get the 5+5 bump. Your other 2s, how many did we get for the Bitter Blossom there? We had 3 that could attack that would be also 6 6s. So, I mean, this seems like game over at that point. Let's do another research just to kind of see. So we got 1, 2. We got a 3 land. I'm good there. So we draw a card for turn. So we can get the Mannequin out right away. Oh, no, it's sacrificing. Never mind. I thought I had the other one. Dense Foliage is not going to help. But we can get our Might out. I may just do this and go get my Underground Mortuary again. I'll do 1 life there. Few library. And I think I will just do, this will be the end after this go around. Just want to kind of show you how it flows a little bit. Look at the top card. Oh, Frostfang. We are lacking on the land, so I think Frostfang I would put there. This is tapped, so I can't play anything. So then we go to next turn. All right. I got that. I like it. The Might or Mannequin. We want Mannequin. We need some more mana. So throw that out and get our Mannequin out. I'll go to next turn. Oh, nice. We get some mana with that dude, too. 1, 2, 3. Let's pop. If we do 4, we can get 1, 2, 3. I may just do this dude and have this come into play tapped. And this dude. So there's 1, 2, 3 to get all 3 of the... Oh, no, I'd only be able to get him out. I thought it was 2. So we would probably... I think I'd still keep this in my hand because I want this trigger for later. So we get that out. We get some more mana. So next turn we can get our commander out. And if we get a land, which we did, that helps. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He comes into... Oops. Grabbing the wrong thing. Rendmaw comes into play. He creates a counter. We drop an artifact land. We would do that one. It creates another counter. We tap that 1 to bring out that. It creates another counter. Well, not a counter. It's making birds. I'm just putting counters to represent the birds. All right. So right now, everybody has 3 2/2s that are tapped. So they can't trade them off. They have to attack. Everybody but you. So right now, you're already sitting pretty. Like, I like where I'm at with this. We have mana here. We have mana here. We have some removal there. Let's get into the next turn. It would be nice that this one was out because I could have players be losing some life. Next turn. Oh, Toski. Yeah. Yeah, Toski. All right. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what oh no, I counted that right. 5, 6. So we have 6. Oh, that's a perfect amount. Okay. So we go 1, 2. Pop him into play. Then we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get Toski into play. Okay. And then we drop this out. That is going to create another counter. This is tapped. So this I'm representing how much damage I'm going to be doing. So this I've done 1 damage to everybody at this point because of this little guy there. And then you have to attack with your 3. Probably going to hit, let's say all 3. I mean, somebody's got to not have flyers. You know, they don't have their crows to use. So you're going to draw 3 cards off it. We already did our land drop. We already did all that stuff. So this guy's tapped. This guy's tapped. So we're good. That would be the end of our turn. And that's turn 5. We're already kind of moving along with this. Turn 6. Okay, so we got our land there, but it'd be nice if we got a different land. So I might wait till do my land drop at this point. Toski's got to attack. We got 4 others that have to attack. Is there anything else I want to play beforehand? Probably not. So I think what I would do is roll in with my attacks. Toski's going to get chump blocked. I think your 4 gets through. Let's say they have a flyer all of a sudden. Let's say, but you have 3 players to attack. Well, let's say they have a flyer. So let's only draw 2 cards off of that. All right, we didn't hit. 2 of your birds maybe die. All right, so now we didn't get a land. Let's drop a land into play. We probably do parallel lives. Yeah, because we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd probably use the mannequins here and everything too, but I'm just going to kind of use the amount I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be more once I get going here. 4, 5 after that. So this hits the battlefield. I draw. Doubling season 2, so I have 5. Well, I did a doubling. I'm not getting my triggers. I'm setting up. So really, what starts getting dangerous for people is they need almost a cyclonic rift. So you probably, let's just say, you're setting up this turn. 5 of them. Boom, you tap it. You're going to draw another card because of doubling season. And that's turn 6. Okay? You have a pretty big board state there. You didn't add any more there. But your next turn is where things get batshit crazy. Is there any triggers on people losing life and stuff? So I think yet again, I wouldn't do anything in your first main phase because you want to see what people are going to do. You do have your heroic intervention there, so you kind of want to chill on that. So let's just attack because we want to see if we hit one of the board wipes. So we'd attack with our 4. Let's say again you only hit with 2. Okay, we got some stuff. But this is where you kind of go nuts. So we're gonna. Is this enter 2? What is it? Just want to see the poise. Whenever another. That's a dies. Okay, so it's a die trigger. You don't have any way of killing everything yet. So we're just gonna build everybody's base. So I play an Urza's Saga. What happens? Oh, that triggers once. Makes that 2. Makes that 4. Everybody loses 4 life. They lose 4 life. It creates 8 tokens. So we're gonna, how many should I have? 8. So now we have 4 crows. It adds 4 to the 4 you already had. And now you're just gonna start playing the crap out of stuff. We can play this, that'll trigger. This, that'll trigger. These 2 will feed into itself because they are enchantments. We could do this, that'll trigger. That won't feed into itself, but this would feed into itself. You could play more land. You're gonna draw, like, this is what I'm saying. This is where it starts getting insane, and they're losing 4, 8, 12, 16 life off of these 4 cards, and you have enough. That's 3, 4, 5. Is that 3? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get to our creatures because these are more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you have 11. You actually have 11 right there. But every one that you cast, this will go up more. So you'd wait till the end to do that. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So you'd have enough to cast one more thing for 3 if you did it correctly, which would be that one. So let's count that out. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 points of damage. Everybody has that many creatures on board. They all have 20 crows. So this would be, no, you added 20 more. Shoot, I didn't even think that. So wait, 4, 8. Yeah, you'd have 20. I already added the 4 in, right? I think you'd have 28 crows that would be sitting on the battlefield. Like everybody has 28 crows. 28, 28, 28. So, and this turn 7, man. Like this is where it's just out of control. Now the nice thing is I probably, if I was really playing this out and thinking about it, I would probably throw one of my hate cards of if they destroy everything, it's going to hurt them. So I kind of want them to think twice. And I probably would, I would play it safe by having heroic intervention if I hadn't already played it. So, you know, it wouldn't necessarily be 28, but this is what you could do. Like, if it just felt like you could do floodgates open, boom, there it is. So, all right, gang, I think I'm going to wrap it up after that. This is a lot of fun. I'm excited to get this deck going. I ordered the cards that I didn't have, some of the new stuff. I didn't have Rendmaw. I don't have any of the new stuff off of this. So I'm looking forward to getting that. So, and then hopefully this is probably the deck when we start doing our in real life games. We're going to start recording those in about a month or so. This is the one that I probably will showcase because I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. So if there's cards you guys think that maybe I should add, let me know in the comments. Maybe if you built this Rendmaw deck or what you're thinking. You can check out the deck. It's in the notes below. So if you guys want to check that out, if you want to see everything that's in the deck besides going through the video and stuff. So, all right, gang, that should do it. You guys have a great night and happy Halloween tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye. Sega. Hey gang, the best way to support the Commander Smiths is make sure you slap that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our online store, commandersmiths.com, where we have metal tokens, mugs, t-shirts, playmats, and more.